Hello guys and welcome to my gear guide video in which we will talk about some of the best weapons and auxiliary for your ships. There are a few important things to know. Some ships have skills which require a specific gear. When you upgrade your equipment over 10, the weapon efficiency will increase between 4 and 18% depending on the rarity. And if you have better alternatives to the ones shown, write down in the comments. Twin 130mm is a great gun with good damage and good speed. It's an event only gun, but overall if you have it, it's amazing. The single 138.6mm is also a heavy hitting gun with one of the best damage for your DDs and with a quite good reload speed at that too. It's also an event only gun like the previous one, but both of them are a great choice if you have any of them. I personally like the baguette gun more, but use the one that you have. Twin 114mm is the second fastest reload gold DD gun in the game. It has lower damage than the other two that I have shown, but it's also quite good because of the speed. It's a series 3 research gun. The Twin 120mm isn't as fast or as hard hitting as the other guns that I have shown. But personally I don't really use it because it's just not that good compared to the others, and also it can only be crafted in the gear lab. Twin 127mm, one of the most popular guns to use in the game. Quite a lot of ships can equip it, and it's overall a good choice. I personally recommend it to use it till you can get any of the better ones or anything that fits the ship more. It can be obtained from 5.1, 8.1, 10.3, 11.1 and tier 4 or 5 Ego tech boxes. The 533mm quintuple is the hardest hitting homing torpedo. It takes a long time to fire and it can be gotten from the shimmering blue event and craftable in the gear lab. It's overall a really hard hitting but also a really expensive torpedo. The 610mm quintuple is the hardest hitting non-homing torpedo. It's an event only equipment like the other one, and they both would be better used on ships with high torp stats or DDs. This one is an event only and is not craftable. The 533mm quadruple is still a hard hitting magnetic torp. It's faster than the rainbow version, but it has a bit less torps, so it's still a really good choice till you can get the better one, or just use this one since it's still a good choice. It can be gotten from tier 4 and tier 5 Iron Blood tech boxes, events, or crafted in the gear lab. The 533 quintuple Mark 17 is a good non-homing torpedo with a not bad reload time. It doesn't exceed in anything, but overall it's a good option to use. It can be obtained from the gear lab or the mystery investigation event. The normal 533mm quintuple is basically like the Mark 17. They have almost the same damage and reload, and the only difference is that this one can be formed from 7.4 or gotten from tier 5 or 4 tech boxes that aren't Iron Blood. It can also be gotten through research, so it's overall a really good choice when you have it, just because it's easy to get. Triple 25mm is the fastest shooting gold AA gun in the game. It's the best choice for ship with a low AA stat to boost them. It's craftable in the gear lab. Overall, it's a really nice gun just because of the speed that it shoots at. The Twin 40mm Bofors is a bit slower than the first one, but it makes up with the higher damage. It's a series 2 research gun, so it could be easier to obtain for some. The Twin 37mm is not as good as the other two and has stats somewhat in between both of them, but more at the lower end. It's obtainable through series 2 research as well, and it's overall actually still good, but just not that good as the others. The quadruple 40mm Bofors is one of the hardest hitting AA on this list, but with quite a slow fire rate compared to the others. It's more of a transitional AA gun in my opinion to the better ones, but it's also easier to obtain as it can be gotten from 5.4, 11.3, 14.1 and tier 4 or 5 Eco tech boxes. It's still quite a good choice for quite a lot of ships, but for DDs it's better to have a AA gun that shoots fast. The Oxygen Torpedo is a great choice to increase your DD damage if survivability isn't really a problem. The repair toolkit is pretty much a great choice for basically every ship, as it increases the HP of ships and repairs 1% HP every 15 seconds. It can be farmed on free 4, 10 free and 4 tier 1, or gotten from any tier 3 or 4 tech box. The fire extinguisher, even though being a blue, is also a great choice, because it decreases the chance of your ships getting set on fire and overall increases your HP too. And here we have a lot of choices, 8 to be exact, that are not only good for your DDs, but also other ships. They all increase either HP and evasion, or firepower, or luck. Some of them also have bonuses that add things for the faction that the ship is, or the faction that you are versing.